What's up, football fans? It is Sunday morning. You guys know what that means. It is time for the week 2 predictions and picks for NFL week number 2 for time for some Sunday football. Now, before we get into this week's picks, of course, we're going to talk about the picks from last week's video. If you didn't check that out, it's up on the channel. Now, unfortunately, I actually am happy with what turned out. I'm middle of the pack. I only got 8 points. However, there's also a non-game because there was a tie last week as well. And for someone who didn't get the Thursday night game nor the Monday night game correct, walking away with 8 points, I'm doing okay. I'm still middle of the pack. The leader currently has 12 points and I have 8 points. So I'm not doing that bad. I'm only 4 games behind the top spot. And a lot of people walked away with 8, and a lot of people walked away with 9 and 7 and stuff like that. So it's still early on in the season. Not a bad showing for week 1. It could have been a lot worse. But that being said, and unfortunately, talking about, of course, my team, the Dallas Cowboys, very unfortunate. Not only did our defense showed up like crazy, but our offense left a lot to be desired. Granted, there was a couple of injuries and some outs like Gallup, but now we also have Dak Prescott on the injured list. This is not starting off great for a Dallas Cowboy start of the season. But I'm not losing faith. Dak told us not to hit the panic button, so I'm going to listen to my goddamn quarterback. I'm not hitting that panic button this week or the following weeks. There's still plenty of football to be played. But that being said, let's get into this week's picks. We had the Thursday night game. For once, I actually got it right, unlike last week where I picked the Rams. This week, I did go with the Kansas City Chiefs, though I was hovering around those Los Angeles Chargers there. I really was. But thankfully, I did pick the Chiefs, even though it was a close game. So we're starting off this week correct with a point going into Sunday. That being said, one of the picks that I got right that a lot of people got wrong last week, and a lot of people called me crazy, I picked the Cleveland Browns to beat the Carolina Panthers, and I was correct. They had a great showing, though it ended up being very close down to the wire at the end of the fourth quarter. Cleveland looked way stronger. Cleveland looked way better than Carolina, and going into this week, I don't even need to speak. I wish they were actually up against a stronger team so less people would pick them because I got faith in the Cleveland Browns. So Cleveland, of course, is my pick against the Jets. I am not picking the Jets this year. That's just a fact. Going into the second game is Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders, or the Washington football team, whatever they're calling themselves these days. I'm going to pick Washington. Some people are going to pick the Lions. Some people are going to pick Washington. I think this is a toss-up of a game, but I'm just going to go Washington. I really am. That one could go either way, though. We're going into New Orleans, but we got Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers with Tom Brady, of course. And New Orleans wasn't looking so hot up against Atlanta of all teams, so I'm picking Tampa Bay. I'm picking Tom Brady. I don't know if many people are going to pick against Tom Brady in this particular regard, though he didn't have a super crazy showing. I think that shows last week. I think that shows more to the greatness of the Dallas defense rather than Tom Brady not being still good at what he does. So the next game, of course, is Giants versus Carolina. I'm going to pick an upset. I'm actually going to go with the team that I picked Cleveland over. I'm picking the Panthers. The Giants managed to squeak out a win, and I still don't have faith in the Giants. The only two teams, even with Dak out, the only two teams that are good in that division are the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Giants and Washington just aren't that strong, and I think Carolina, after showing such an abysmal showing, is going to come on all cylinders with something to prove, while the Giants managed to squeak out a win that realistically they didn't deserve. So that's why I'm picking Carolina. And also, once again, you got to pick against the grain to get yourself ahead, right? And in that same vein, I trusted cheating Belichick and his damn Patriots last week. Not so much this week. I don't care. I'm going with the Steelers, even though both them and Cincinnati both looked really, really bad. I don't think either team looked like they were doing anything promising, though Cincinnati, I thought, looked stronger, especially with the wide receiver Chase. I just think that realistically, the Steelers have a better shot at this because New England, and though Miami's not a bad team, I don't think New England's going to be doing anything. Now that Tom Brady's been gone for a couple years, I just don't think the Patriots are going to be what they once were, even with Bill Belichick as the head coach. So I'm going Steelers with that one. Then we have the Colts versus the Jaguars. That's an easy pick. I'm going the Colts. Though, once again, it was a little tough. I want to pick some upsets. I really do. The more upsets you pick, you don't always want to pick the favorites. Very few times in an NFL week do the favorites, is it a pure one-sided column. It just doesn't work that way. So, though I was a little hesitant because I don't think the Colts, right now everyone's still shaking off the rust a little bit from last week. But yeah, I'm still sticking with the favorite this week, and I'm going with Indianapolis Colts. Baltimore against Miami. I got faith in Lamar Jackson. I got faith in the Ravens. I'm going Baltimore over that one. Though Miami, if they can win against Baltimore in a handily fashion, I think I'll be picking Miami from here on out. If they both can beat New England, though a Tom Brady-less New England, if they can beat both Baltimore and New England in the first 2 weeks, then I think Miami's looking like they want to remind everyone that the Buffalo Bills are not the only good team in their division. They want to remind that they are still here. So if they want to prove that to me, that's fine dandy. But I'm still going Baltimore this week. Now, this is the pick that I sort of hummed and hawed against. The Los Angeles Rams let me down last Thursday night on against the Buffalo Bills, or the previous Thursday. But I'm still got faith that that was just a Super Bowl hangover, and I think that they are going to shake that off. They've had their sleep, they've drank their Gatorade, the electrolytes are back, and the Rams are going to come out swinging, especially against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons haven't been good for a number of years, and they're just managing to make New Orleans look bad, but that didn't mean they looked great. So I'm still picking the Rams for this week. San Francisco at Seattle. I'm going the 49ers this week. This one, though, I was hesitant. This is probably one of my biggest picks where I hummed and hawed. I went back and forth between the 49ers and the Seahawks, considering what the Seahawks did to Denver last Monday. But, realistically, this game could go either way. This one, I will be perfectly honest with you, I flipped a coin. I didn't look at who was the favorite, who was the over-under, who's at home. I didn't look at any of that. I just went, and that's how I made that pick, in all honesty. Sometimes I do that for tough matchups where I just can't pick. I usually just flip a coin, and I let it is gambling, so let's gamble on the flip, right? So now this is the upset that a lot of people aren't going to take, but I still got faith in my Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Cincinnati did not look good at all against the Steelers. They should have been dominating the Steelers, but their level of play was very straightforward, and without having someone who can hut the ball correctly with the laces and stuff like that, they can't kick worth shit anymore. So I don't know. I think Cooper Rush is going to go out there and just say, "Hey guys, just because Dak's gone doesn't mean that I'm bad at this game. We still got a strong defense and stuff." And I think seeing what the offense could do and seeing how they could hold Tom Brady back to less than 20 points last week, I think I got a lot of faith in the Dallas defense. And if Cooper Rush can just get a good momentum, a good set of drives going, I think that it'll be a tough to win game. But if we can get anything going on offense against Cincinnati, I think that's going to spell disaster for the Bengals. So I'm going with my Cowboys. Denver Broncos at Houston. I think Russell Wilson's got a lot to prove after the showing on Monday night. And I think he's going to go into, and it is at home, so I think the Denver Broncos I'm still picking them, even though they let me down last Monday. But from here on out, once again, the first few weeks are going to determine who I'm going to be having more confidence in the following weeks. I'm still going to give Denver and Russell Wilson my 2 cents, my faith, because their defense is still a strong defense on paper, and Russell Wilson is still a very good quarterback. So I'm going to stick it out with the Broncos for now. Then we have the Raiders at Arizona. That's an easy pick. Las Vegas all day, or Oakland as they used to be, all day, every day. I got no faith in the Cardinals. I've got a friend of mine who is a Cardinals fan, and in all honesty, I don't know why. So that being said, we're going with Vegas Raiders over the Arizona Cardinals. Now, even though Green Bay lost last week to the Minnesota Vikings, another good point for your boy here, I'm going to pick against the Bears, and they're in line with it. They're at Green Bay. Green Bay Packers, I think is going to come out swinging. I think that this is going to be a dominating game. I don't see it being close. I see the Green Bay Packers up by at least 2 scores by the end of the game. So I'm going to go with Green Bay. And then for the Monday night games, we have 2 Monday night games. They're really screwing this up this year. You know, they're adding an extra week. Now we got multiple Monday night games. There's like Amazon Prime is streaming. Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth aren't together anymore. It's topsy-turvy for me, you know what I mean? But we have two Monday night games for week 2. 2 Monday night games, go figure. Buffalo Bills going to destroy Tennessee. I don't have any doubt in my mind that Buffalo didn't get lucky on the opening season day, and I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be one of the strongest teams, if not the strongest team to beat this year. So Buffalo Bills all day, every day. And then finally, I'm picking against the Eagles, and I'm going with Minnesota Vikings. They managed to beat the Green Bay Packers. There's no reason to believe that they can't beat the Philadelphia Eagles as well, even though it appears that Philadelphia is the favorite this week. I don't know how close the odds are necessarily, but yeah, like, you know, I'm not against picking the Eagles, and I still think it's going to be a tough game. But I'm hoping that the Vikings squeak one out up against the Eagles because, once again, you got to pick a few upsets. I hate seeing everything in one column, picking all the favorites, because in my experience of picking football for the last most of a decade, that never happens. Very, very, very little is there not at least 2 or 3 upsets every week by the rap sheet. So those are my picks for week 2 of the NFL. What are your guys' picks? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And yeah, hopefully we'll see what this week brings, and hopefully I can hit those double digits this week. Usually what I consider to be a good week is when you get at least 10 points. So 10 games right. So last week was only 8, but I'm starting off, unlike, as I said at the beginning of the video, unlike last week where I got both Thursday and Monday night wrong, I'm starting off a little stronger like most people did the previous week, where I'm already starting off with a point because I got the Thursday night game right. So I need at least 9 games correct going, you know, by the end of Monday. So we'll have to wait and see. But if I can even get 7 or 8 correct on Sunday, and then I just got to get a Monday night game right, then that would be a good week as far as I'm concerned. Double digits mean a good week. Anything more is a great week, right? So that being said, those are my predictions, my picks for week 2 of NFL. What are your guys' picks? What do you guys think of my picks? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, we'll see you guys back here next time for week number 3 of the NFL. Football Sunday. Let's go watch some football. See you guys back here next time. Bye-bye.